All right, we've just received these inputs from local media reports that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is holding a high-level security meeting as we speak. Defense Minister and Army Chief of Staff are in attendance, among other senior officials. And once the meeting wraps up, we will get you all the latest from what is in store next. Now, the very moment when Hamas launched the massive attack on Israel, the situation was doomed to escalate and spiral out of control. Over 600 people have already been killed in Hamas attack and Israeli retaliation. Common people caught in the crossfire are suffering the worst here. In the next few minutes, we take a look at the lives of common people on both sides and how they have been affected. The situation on the ground is extremely disturbing, and we advise viewer discretion for this report. Let's start with this visual. These are moments when heavily armed Hamas militants barged into Israeli settlements in southern Israel. They were hunting for common residents for taking hostages. They are armed and they are roaming around in residential areas, trying to barge into homes. The hostages, once taken by the Hamas militants, will be used as bargaining chips later against the Israeli authorities. Over 50 hostages were reportedly taken from the site, some of whom have now been freed. Now, one German citizen is also reportedly held by Hamas. Scores of militants firing shots, entering homes one by one, looking for hostages to use as leverage. Next, take a look at this visual. Another video from inside Gaza which surfaced where an injured woman, she was handcuffed, dragged by the hair and shoved inside the vehicle by several men. Now, this is in Gaza City as militants take Israeli hostages. Israel says that children, women, the elderly and disabled were among those taken hostage by Hamas militants. In Israel's Sderot, multiple videos emerge showing multiple bodies and bullet-scarred vehicles as of Hamas gunmen were still fighting the Israeli troops. The bodies of Israeli civilians also laid strewn across a highway in Sderot, surrounded by broken glass.
נכנסתי לאינטרנט, ראיתי שיש חדירה של מחבלים. עוד לא ידעתי מה באמת הולך, מה קורה. אתם יכולים לראות ברקע, אפילו יש את הגופות שלהם. ואחר כך יצאתי לשטח, התחלתי להסתובב וראיתי מלא גופות של מחבלים, של אזרחים, מכוניות מפוצצות.
Now, hospitals and other medical centers were overcrowded on both sides as thousands of injured were rushed to get medical help.
We saw that our forces were already outside. My friend left from above. I couldn't move. I guess I have something in my back from the stress because I sat for 2.5 hours on the slope without moving. My legs were folded, so no, it's a bit hard for me to stand up and walk. And then she left and was immediately taken by a car. And then I left from the other side and soldiers took us to the buses. There's no one like the IDF.
The Hamas attack on Israel comes as the biggest in decades. Bodies have started piling up on both the sides as the conflict rages on. The dead were being carried for burial on both the sides, even as bombings tore apart towns and cities.